is the What Are We Doing podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 123. And I don't know about coincidences. I don't know, fate, like if Uranus is in retrograde or something, like whatever the solar system, the planets are aligning, like whatever's going on beyond whatever we're doing here. This is episode 123, and it's going up on New Year's Eve, which would be Sunday, which is December 31st, 2023. So if you spell out that date, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 12, 31, 23 is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this episode is 123. I don't know. What are we thinking? Is that like conspiracy theory level type stuff? Is that like aliens? Like what's real? What's not? Is this an actual episode? It is. And so welcome back to another week of the What Are We Doing podcast. Thank you guys for listening. If you haven't done so already, please go to wadpod.com/YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening to this, and hit the big, red, beautiful subscribe button. We love it over there. And so our YouTubers, man, it's the last episode of the year. And so what better way to do a little YouTube recap? Okay, we've got some stuff we're going to do now. And we've got some stuff we're going to do later in the episode. But man, oh man, it's been a crazy year on YouTube. Listen, last year, we went back. I looked at the numbers. We're running some numbers right now. Last year, we hit 500 subscribers in December of last year. And so when we were there last year, I said, let's double it. Let's get to 1,000. Let's see what happens in 2023. And I mean, hey man, look at the numbers. They're right down there. It says 1.2. So we're at about 1,212 subscribers. And I can't thank all of you enough for hitting that big, beautiful subscribe button. It really helps us out. It's where I want to grow. It's where I want to be. We're a YouTube first podcast. It's just, you know, the way of the game. It's where I grew up. It's where I'll always stay. So thank you. If you listen on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Good Pods, wherever you listen to your podcast, thank you for listening there as well. For the few of you who do, but YouTube is really where we like to strive. So we not only doubled our YouTube subscribers this year. Thank you. I'm hoping next year I want to get to 3,000 subscribers in 2024. That's our goal. That's going to be our goal. 2024, 3K subs on YouTube. Let's do it. And if we surpass that, then I'll be happy. I'll be a happy camper, and it'll be, I mean, listen, I think we can do it. I've got some stuff lined up. I've already got guests scheduled for January. We've got a whole nother podcast scheduled to start next year. We've got Recap and Record coming back for next year. We've got so many things going on in the interrealms of the What Are We Doing, Do Better Network, content creation powerhouse that is this studio. So be on the lookout for even more clips, more podcasts, more guests, more to consume. It's going to be a very, very fun 2024. I'm pretty sure we're getting like a new camera, dude. So we're pretty much gonna have it all figured out. So it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great 2024. And I mean, 2023 was the best. And so let's just look at the numbers. I ran them yesterday. In the last 365 days, in the last year, 2023, thanks to you guys, this YouTube channel, this podcast, the clips, the shorts, the episodes, the guest, everything, the playlist, the podcast, the support, the shares, the likes, we gained over 500,000 views this year. We did 500,000 YouTube views. Now listen, I know, okay? You've got YouTubers putting out videos every minute that gets 500,000 in about 13 seconds. So we're nowhere near. We're nowhere near the virality, right, that we could potentially be. And that's exactly what it is. It's potential. We'll grow. We'll eventually get there. But as far as I'm concerned, in a year's time, putting in the work, the grind, posting, trying to post every day almost, doing what we need to do to get 553,141 views on this podcast in the last 365 days. So shout out to you guys. I mean, like 220 of those views just rolled in the last 48 hours. Thank you so much. And it's going bananas over here. We're posting shorts. It's still Clipmas, by the way. Clipmas is the whole year. So we've got another 3 days. We got another 72 hours of clips, and there's a bunch of them. Between now and January 1st at like 1 a.m., we've got a whole plethora of clips going out. So be on the lookout for those. They're still coming. This episode just dropped. I mean, it's bananas at wadpod.com/YouTube, WAWDPOD.com/YOUTUBE. So thank you guys so much for everything. This last year, we, like I said, doubled our subscriber account. Over that, we got another 685 subscribers, taking us to over 1,200. Our watch hours are up to 3,000 hours. 3,000 hours of this podcast was consumed. And I didn't think even that was possible. And so, man, oh man, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And just continue to share, continue to support, continue to tell people about it. I'm trying to do better at telling people about it because I realize people watch it and they're like, wait, what? They don't get it. So we're doing our best in 2024 to reach out and get guests and kind of more expand our horizon when it comes to the podcast and doing what we need to do to stand out and bring even better content than we did this year. This year was our first year, man. It was our first kind of full year as a solo host, sometimes guest, sometimes not, some bonus episodes a little bit here and there. And I mean, we rock and rolled this year. So, I mean, I'm kind of exhausted, but I mean, hey, even when we were down and out, even when we were busy, even when we were in the middle of a wedding day, we were recording podcast and getting it done, editing on the phone and in the car with the mobile setup and in the studio with guests on Zoom and Google Meet and Riverside that never freaking worked. And it's been so much fun. Shout out to all of my guests this year. Shout out to Ken Cage. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Carlos at the 280 Plus podcast. Everything he's accomplished this year, all of his guests. I mean, to list them all would be absolutely insane. I hope maybe he does like a recap of the year over there because that'll be crazy. So check out the 280 Plus podcast wherever you get your audio or video podcasts. But man, it's been insane. It's been quite literally insane, nonetheless to experience. And I can't wait to see where 2024 goes because, like I said, I've got so much that we didn't even get to do this year that we're going to do in the midst of next year. and just everything planned for next year that we have lined up already. It's coming, and I can't wait. And just be on the lookout. Make sure when you hit that subscribe button, you also, okay, listen, also right beside it is a little bell. And when you click the bell, it's gonna ding. And when it dings, you'll get a notification every time we post a video. So make sure if you hit the button and you also hit the bell, it'll be fun. So we've got just one news story this week, anything and everything anyone can talk about before we get to our top 10 moments of the year. But boy, oh boy, the world's on fire. Gypsy Rose has been released from prison. All week, I've been seeing this name. On my way to pick up Gypsy Rose from the prison. We're going to the prison to support Gypsy. People were making signs. People were cheering her on. And I'm like, why are we celebrating this person who is getting out of prison? Like, what's happening? I forgot who Gypsy Rose was. So if you fall into that category, much like myself, here's pretty much the rundown. 10 years ago, I think back in, 10 years ago, that sounds about right. 10 years ago, she was convicted of murdering her mother. Now, before you're like, what a shit person. There's, I don't know. There's like potentially reasoning, so she's a victim, Gypsy, unfortunately, a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Okay. It's a form of physical and mental and just all around some of the worst abuse that anyone can possibly experience in their lifetime. So basically what was happening was her mother, I think her name's Dee Dee, her mother told her she was sick. She said, you're sick, you can't walk, you need medication. She told the doctors, my daughter's sick, look at her, she needs all this medicine, she's sick. And so basically what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to put all the eyes on her. Look at my daughter, she's sick. Hey, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Hey, news outlet. Hey, doctor, give me attention, give me prescriptions. Oh, can you believe it? Dee Dee daughter. Dee Dee's daughter is sick in the hospital again. We're going to have to send her a card. We should send her some mac and cheese, some flowers, a teddy bear. We should send her money. We should do everything we can do to help Dee Dee in this time because her daughter is sick again. Her going through this. What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare for Dee Dee. We should give her our full support. Her daughter is so sick. She's probably going to die soon. Then what is she going to do? Oh, if my daughter died. Like that is the reality that this woman created for herself by telling people that her daughter was sick. And so once, Gypsy got a little older, Gypsy started realizing what was going on. She went to the doctors on her own. She would sneak out. She would go to the doctors on her own and she'd be like, hey, test me. Let's see what's up for real. Don't call this. Oh, my mom's phone number, check. Call me. She figured out a way to basically, she knew what was up. The jig was up and she pulled the wall over her mom. And so, the rest is pretty much history. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, back on the outside, has just been released from behind prison bars and is out on parole. Gypsy has been serving a 10-year prison sentence after being convicted of second-degree murder in connection with the death of her mother, Dee Dee. Yep, good old Dee Dee. As we reported, Gypsy was granted parole in September, and the Missouri Department of Corrections scheduled her release for December 28th, 3 years before her original scheduled release date. Remember, Gypsy was sentenced over a decade behind bars in 2016 after pleading guilty to her mother's murder, a case that spawned an HBO documentary and a Hulu scripted series. Did we know that? We should watch those. We'll probably watch those now because they're relevant. They're probably viral. They're probably going to be right on the homepage. We'll watch, we'll look up the Hulu one. Maybe I'll ask Megs if she wants to. You'll recall Dee Dee was accused of forcing Gypsy to pretend to be disabled for years, holding her hostage and even tying her up in a bed after Gypsy tried to escape her clutches. Well, I mean, look at this photo. This is what Dee Dee looks like. If your mother looked like that, you'd probably want to kill her too. You know, listen, I think the bottom line here is the moral of the story, the silver lining. If you look at it, think about it this way. The bottom line is if your mother gaslights you, you should just, you know what I mean? If your mother gaslights you and says, hey, isn't your life better with me in it? Hello, you're sick. You're sick without me, aren't you? My son, he's sick. If your mother tries to gaslight you into pretending you're sick to get attention and the medicine and everything else, you should probably just either take it into your own hands or do what Gypsy did so not all the blame gets put on you. And so, Dee Dee suffered from Munchausen by proxy, a mental disorder where someone fabricates illness and actually causes injury to someone by sympathy or attention. Gypsy's then boyfriend, Nick, admitted to murdering Dee Dee in 2015 to help Gypsy escape her mother. So Gypsy got a boyfriend, said, hey, I got a problem. The boyfriend came in, said, hey, I took care of that problem for you, babe. You know what I mean? And so the story went viral. You know what I mean? The story went crazy. And she got sentenced. Unfortunately, when we were podcasting back then, I didn't even remember the story. I don't think a lot of people did. But now it's all over social media. And so now that she's out, now she's 32 years old and said in prison interviews she felt more free behind bars than she was living with her mother. And that she does regret her mother's murder. Of course we would. Anyone would. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And so up next, they say, Gypsy is a trip to see the NFL Kansas City Chiefs play because she's got tickets for the December 31st game, and she's hoping to meet Taylor Swift. You knew we couldn't get through it without mentioning T-Swizzle, babe. So it's also been reported that all of the money that Gypsy got from an intercommissary while she was in prison, she used to purchase the Taylor Swift albums. Even the new ones, babes. All of them. Gypsy is a Swiftie. Gypsy for the Swifties. Am I right? So basically, she's on a media spree talking about nothing about how Taylor Swift got her in the door and is basically taking the the media route to mention Taylor Swift's name as much as she can. And will she or won't she? It's a good question. I'm curious. What Taylor's going to do here. Will she associate with someone like Gypsy Rose? Is it beneficial for someone like Taylor Swift to interact with a murderer or someone in jail for association of the murder? I think maybe with the virality of what's going on and how we're on her side. Listen, it's not every day that we glorify the killers, but sometimes we get to, and it's fun. And we are. And I mean, I'm just going with the flow. Whatever the internet says, we've got a list. Here's a list of things that Gypsy Rose needs to do now. Listen, she's got to make a TikTok. Well, first, she already went and got shoes. First, she got shoes, then a new phone. And let's get some shoes. And I mean, this is what we're reporting on. She's seen here with her husband. I mean, how adorable are they? How adorable are these two? I mean, they're in the shoe store. He's got the shirt on. She looks cute. I mean, come on. Get him the Oprah interview. Get him Oprah. get them the Netflix show. They're already cruising around with the Lifetime. They've already got the Lifetime documentary. The film crew was there at the prison. The film crew's there in the shoe store. The film crew's with them 24/7. The Lifetime documentary is already coming, but they need the book. We need the exclusive podcast on Spotify. We need the Netflix deal. This is what America is about. When we hype up these stories on social media and the internet, we make them go viral. She's the hero now. She's the hero. Listen, when you eliminate, you can't have 15 Marvel movies where the bad guys are doing something like torturing or locking up in prison or starving or doing something bad or harmful or hurtful to the good guys. And then when the good guys inevitably destroy, defeat, or kill the bad guy, as they do in every freaking movie, unless they come back to life or then they gotta do it again, whatever, time travel, whatever the Marvel movies do, then we cheer for them. And so she's now become the hero. And so because the mother was doing one of something maybe some would consider even worse, is what her mother was doing to her worse than, attempted murder? That's a solid question. Now you have to start to think. So now we are giving her the American dream. It's still alive and well, folks. And I mean, listen, they're not shopping in the clearance aisle. They got 1, 2. She was seen walking out of the hotel room in socks. She didn't have any shoes. And now we've got her first selfie on Instagram. I mean, Gypsy Rose is living life these next 72 hours. First selfie of freedom. And I mean, hey, that's pretty much it. That's the lesson you can take from this. That's the lesson that the American judicial system wants you to take away, is that you need to basically, if there is someone in your life who is mentally and physically abusing you, take them out. Take them out. Take them out. And, just make it, have someone else do it. Meet someone online, like this Nick guy. He looks like a criminal already. You know the criminals. Find them on Facebook, message them, make them fall in love, and then be like, hey, I've got this problem. And then be like, do you love me? Yeah, take care of it for me. And then they do. And then you've only got to spend 8 years. I'd do it right now for 8 years. How old am I? 31. I'd still be in my 30s. That's not a lot of time wasted. I've still got half my life left after that. I could come back and do everything I'm doing just now. Pick up right where I left off 8 years later. That's nothing. Nothing's going to change. What's going to change? She's got to make a TikTok account. That's number one on her list. The number one thing that she needs to do is make a TikTok account. She got to make a TikTok account. She's got she does have a husband, but date Pete Davidson was next on the list. So, that's obviously kind of out the window. But if things don't work out with hubby after like all the fame and fortune and all the contracts and money come in, Pete Davidson should be first on her list once she goes A-list, you know what I mean? And then obviously we've got to do an Oprah interview, and she's got to write a New York's #1 bestseller. So it's coming soon. It's all coming soon from Gypsy Rose. 2024 will be the year of GRB. I'm just calling it now. It's what we have to focus on. This is where we're at. The American dream is live and well. This is the news. We can't focus on the war in the Middle East. We just sent them our last dollar. We just sent them another $250 million. That's all we have for them. That's all we have. And we sent our last dollar. The United States, I'm pretty sure the United States files as an S corp, so they've got to drain their bank accounts at the end of the year so they don't get hit with taxes in January. So we've got to send every last penny to the Middle East, and that's all we've got. We've got no more money for them. So the only thing that we need to focus on in this country now are the true American heroes. And that is people like Gypsy, who coordinated and orchestrated and produced and directed the attack and the direct death of her mother via her boyfriend at the time. And now she's living happily ever after, free as a bird, out on the streets, out and about, with camera crews and a Lifetime documentary series and fame and nothing but fortune on the way. Listen, she's going to get a little bag, and we'll see. If she can hold on to it, she might have a chance. She might have a chance to survive the fame if she plays her cards right. But we'll see. We're not sure. We're not sure on this one. We're taking bets. It's 50-50 whether we see Gypsy Rose. If we don't hear from GRB again until like March, maybe April, it's kind of over. We need to hear from her again in January. Taylor Swift might be her only move. Taylor Swift might be her only saving grace. If Taylor Swift decides to talk to her and give her a chance, we'll see. We'll see how the Chief game goes. When's that? 48 hours? 2 days from now. And 2 days from now, she might be at the Chiefs game and she might be meeting Taylor. I don't know. Taylor was at the Christmas game. Will she be at the New Year's Eve game? We're not sure. Will it be a Chiefs Super Bowl? Who knows? We'll see. So, man, it's been a crazy year for the family, personally, for the boy, his growth, the development, Megs and I, the businesses, for all the circle, the friends, everybody. What an amazing year. I mean, it's been a roller coaster. It got rough there a little bit in the middle, a little bit in the beginning. But I think we're all ending strong. And so we got to look back. Let's look back at the top 10 moments of this podcast. Just going all the way back, starting at the beginning. And I think, man, we got to kick it off. We kicked it off 2023. I think this was the first week of January with none other than Ken Cage, Airplane Repo, Discovery Channel, you know the show. Man, oh man. So I first learned about Ken Cage when Chris James, my favorite YouTuber, I've tagged him so many times, he hasn't responded to any of it. I want him on this podcast. I want to review a Chris Angel Mind Freak episode with him, or any other episode that he wants. I just want to interact with him and be his friend because I really like him and his style and everything he does. So shout out to you, Chris. He introduced me to a show called Airplane Repo. I looked it up. I did some Twittering. I did what I do best. I made a clip about it. And then I tagged Airplane Repo and Discovery on Twitter. And then somehow Ken Cage found it, commented on it. And I was basically saying, like, I don't know, reality TV, they might fake some stuff, blah, blah, blah. It was like me denouncing reality TV in the clip. Ken Cage came on and said, no, this is what really happened. It's my show. This is what happened. And I said, hey, man, you should just come on the podcast. Let's talk about it. And within 48 hours, we had a link sent. We were doing the damn thing. And Ken Cage and I were having a full-blown discussion to kick off 2023 in January this year. Here's a clip from that amazing interview. We can't thank him enough. Friend of the show. We still interact, talk to each other. He still tags us. We still talk. We could probably get him back again if we asked him. I mean, he's a great guy. He's got amazing stories. I mean, it's just, we could talk for days, I'm sure. But it was awesome. It was a fun time talking with Ken Cage. Here's a clip. This is crazy. They tried to kill him. They said, hey, man, you're not taking my boat. Like, insane stuff. It's dangerous, right? There's no telling what these owners will do. Obviously, using the thing you're trying to repo, like, running you over with a car, or, if, God forbid, they have weapons on board. But was there an incident at a boat dock with, like, fishing line, or what? Because that to me sounds a little medieval, and I don't know how I feel about it.
There's two stories that are similar but different. The fishing line story is we were in the Keys. We knew the boat was behind the house.
Okay.
Okay. So we say, hey, we're going to go 6:30 in the morning, whatever time it was, really early, right? The sun's just coming up. So we're walking around the sidewalk to get to the back of the house.
Yes.
Right. And thank the Lord we went at exactly the time we went, because the fishing line off to make me think it was a web. I thought it was a spider web. So I pulled back.
Yeah.
And it was fishing line with fish hooks about, between somewhere face level. So the goal of these people was not only to get me to the fishing line, but to poke my eyes out with the hooks. Like they literally put the fishing hooks out.
Right.
And trying to make it eye level.
Right.
So that was something. If we didn't just have that little shimmer. Yes.
So okay. So is that then? First of all, insane people. Second of all, is that then? Are they? That sounds to me a lot like premeditated murder. Is that? Wow. I mean, talk about insane. So the job of repoing airplanes and boats and horses, it's dangerous. So shout out to Ken Cage. He was amazing to talk to. We tried to get Danny on. That fell through. He never really responded. We were in a group chat, and nothing ever really came about it. I guess he didn't want to do the pod. But man, oh man. And then shortly after that amazing, incredible interview with Ken Cage, TLC blessed us with this year's, I would say, if we had to give this year, 2023, an award for best reality dating TV show. I mean, think about it. We had The Bachelor. We had The Golden Bachelor. We had F-Boy Island. F-Boy Island went worldwide, so every island in every country had one. We had Love Island. We have Too Hot to Handle. We had Love in the Wild. We had Love is Blind. We had just so many, one after another, Netflix, the CW, every network, NBC, ABC, every single chance you get, you turn, you look, there's another new reality dating TV show. And I think if we had to give one of them a trophy for Best of 2023 Dating Reality TV Best of 2023 award, it's gotta go to MILF Manor. TLC knocked it out of the park. Listen, if you thought moms showering with their teenage 20-year-old daughters was weird, if you thought the 1,000-pound sisters who are now just skinny bones with flabby flabs because they got so much surgery to remove the fat, but there's nothing really else to do, so they're just kind of flabbing, you thought that was weird. Nothing tops the cake on TLC. You thought women bringing an extra man into their marriage with their husbands being like, hey, wait a minute, whoa, hey, what? And then they're like, yeah, you got to do this, so shut up. You thought that was weird on TLC? My sister wives on TLC? You thought that was weird? MILF Manor has to take home the trophy. We got MILF Manor in 2023. And I'm pretty sure the ratings were down. I'm pretty sure the show didn't do as well as they thought it would. I don't know if we're getting a season 2. Maybe. We'll see. 2024 is going to have some surprises, I'm sure. 2024, I'm sure, will have its surprises. It's an election year. Who knows what's going to happen? So we might get a MILF Manor season 2, I hope. But if we don't, we can always look back and remember this as, one of the best dating reality shows of them all. So here's a clip that that we did on the show earlier this year. In the heart of one of these girls, you gotta step up and not treat this as a game, okay? You can't be vanilla.
I'm a very big feet person. Paula has these feet that I just want to oil up and lather and just massage and get real warm, and then paint her toenails maybe a color and suck the acrylic off them toes. And shove in my mouth.
Can't be vanilla, bro. You got moms here. Listen, fellas, listen. If you are not fully prepared by 20 years old, let alone 30 years old, to suck the acrylic paint off of your girl's toes, then what are we doing? Be a man and put that long as fuck second toe, or whichever one turns you on the most about your girl, find the sexiest toe and put that shit in your mouth, okay? If you're not sucking the acrylic off of a woman's toes, what are you doing? Find the sexiest toe. I mean, these kids thought that they were just, they thought they were there for something else. And then they just pulled the walls back and it's like, oh, it's our moms. Now we have to date their friends, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It just is the most strange concept. I asked Sandy. Sandy says she's down to go. So me and Sandy, if there's a season 2 or sign up or whatever, we're on the lookout. Sandy and I will go on the show for a little bit of exposure for the podcast. And for whatever MLM, Mary Kay, Ava Anderson, Tupperware product she's selling, the little bottle of chemicals that you put in the glass bottle so you don't have to buy Windex bottles, but we're still going to buy cleaner from the store anyways, thing that she's selling this month. And we'll just get a little promo out of it, you know? We'll get a little promo and we'll rock it on MILF Manor. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's to put a show like that on the air in 2023, I can't wait to see what shows come out in 2024, you know? And so, next on this list, man, we've talked about it. We just talked about it recently, but man, getting this was a surprise, was something we weren't expecting. But boy, oh boy, getting our Cameo page, wadpod.com/cameo, WAWDPOD.com/CAMEO. For only $3, I'll make you a high quality video just like this for whatever you want, whether it be a birthday, an occasion, for no reason, a random Tuesday, or just to have some fun. Go to wadpod.com/cameo and get yours from me today. We applied at the beginning of the year. I begged. There's a video. We've got it queued up right here. I begged them to please approve the account. We applied and we just crossed our fingers and we shared and we liked and we emailed and we said, hey, look at us over here at the What Are We Doing podcast. And we did it. We finally did it. We're on Cameo. It might be one of our biggest accomplishments thus far. Just listen, do we have any orders? No. Have we done any cameos yet? No. Has anyone actually ordered? No. Is anyone interested? No. Is anyone going to? Hopefully very, very soon. So it's fun and I like it. It's out there and it's one of those things that I really am proud of. And so if for any reason, you know what I mean? Hey, do you love your girlfriend? Go to wadpod.com/cameo. Do you still need to get half of your family Christmas presents, even though it's December 29th? Go to wadpod.com/cameo. Listen, if you forgot to give someone their Christmas gift, if you forgot to get someone a Christmas gift, go to wadpod.com/cameo. And for $3, I'll send a video to them that says, hey, Marissa, what's up? Listen, Kathy wants you to know that she loves you. You're her best friend. Listen, you've helped her through the best of times, the worst of times. You know she's your ride or die. It's just unfortunate because her ADHD kind of got in the way this year and she forgot to give you a Christmas gift. So instead of going to Target and spending money and having Target tell her what she needs, because you know how that works, she ends up spending hundreds of dollars that she doesn't have on the credit card. It's overmaxed anyways. So she went to the site and she said, hey, let me get this $3 Cameo. And here I am to tell you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And we hope your 2024 is great and amazing. And we hope you are celebrating and staying safe and get into 2024 safe and sound. And we can't wait to see you again. And let's do lunch. Let's do lunch, maybe like January 1st, 2nd, maybe the 3rd, first week of Jan. We're going to do lunch, me and you. Let's go. And have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye, girl. And that would be the cameo. And for $3, that's what you're going to get. And that's a freebie. So if those names line up and if that's your name and you have a friend by that name as well, and you just want to clip that and send it for free, be my guest. That's a freebie for you. That's a sample of what you're going to get when you go to wadpod.com/cameo. I want one so bad. I want to charge $3 and I want to make as many freaking cameos for as many people as possible for no reason at all. Because it's when they get them, they'll be like, hey, who the fuck is this? Hey, why are you sending me this cameo? Who is this? What is he in, like Degrassi? Is this the kid who killed himself from Degrassi? Or we can't say that? Can we say that? We can't say that? We're not saying that? Is this the kid is this the kid from High School Musical? I'm sorry. Who's that? Why did you send me this cameo is really what I want everyone to say. I signed up. They haven't hit me back. They haven't responded. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in 2023. You never know. Like the Island Boys might just be like, yo, we're closing our cameo. And then the spot might open up and I just might be able to, move in. The prediction's truly insane. The prediction was honestly truly insane. I don't think I've ever predicted something more than the downfall / anchor of the Island Boys that just kind of went away because we were just done with them. And then Cameo was like, well, there's an open account. I guess we'll give that podcaster guy one. And here we are, wadpod.com /cameo, CAMEO. It's crazy. So we reached that goal. We hit our subscriber goal this year. We hit our cameo goal this year. Next year, our goal is to double, not triple our subscribers on YouTube. And let's get 5 cameo orders. I want 5 cameos. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. That's $3. That's $15. That's $15. I can get that from one person. You've got it right now. Go spend it. Go get 5 cameos for 5 people right now for $15. Let's do it. Make the goals happen before we even get there, and we'll double the nut. You know what I mean? And so, and of course, the love shows. We love the love reality shows, but the other reality shows don't stop. And I'm talking about the Maury's, the Jerry Springers, the CWs, the Brown Show. All of these shows are just, they keep going and they keep going and they keep going. And we love to do a good Maury reality TV, husband, wife, brother, sibling, denial. I've got a problem with you. You've got a problem with me. We might need a lie detector. We might not. It's a little therapy session. Let's battle it out on national television because there's no better way to do it than to go on TV. Because why not? They put you in a hotel. They pay for that. They pay for your flights, the hotel, get a little dinner, have a little fun, travel a little bit. It's like a little mini vacation. And then you say thank you to the network on your Instagram story. And then we get clips like this. And it's great. It's great. And we love it. Didn't the Queer Eye guy get his own show? Karamo, I think he did, right? Karamo Brown. Yeah. Karamo Brown from Queer Eye has his own, it's all under, I think, the same umbrella, like Jerry Springer, Steve Wilkos, Maury, and now the Karamo Brown Show. If you don't know Karamo Brown, he's like the mental health coach, the emotional guy on the Queer Eye process, right? So he'll figure out what's wrong up here and then, tell you what to go do and stop being dumb.
All right, so Shannon, tell me, why are you here?
I've had a tumultuous 3 years that has led to a disheveled relationship with my sister.
I've had a tumultuous 3 years that has led to a devastating the words are so correct. What did he say? Can we play it again? Play it again.
I've had a tumultuous 3 years that has led to a disheveled relationship with my sister.
I've had a tumultuous 3 years that's led to a disheveled relationship with my sister. What is that? Okay. All right. I'm going to do my best. Listen, I don't know that. I'm going to try to spell the words tumultuous and disheveled, and I'm going to put the words on the screen of how they're really supposed to be spelled later and how I'm spelling them. Okay. Tumultuous. Here we go. Tumultuous. 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 TIMULCH. To mulch. You know, like Tim is mulching. Tim mulch. US. IOUS. Tim mulch. MUCH. IOUS. TIMUCHIOUS. Tumultuous. Disheveled. 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 Is it right? Is it right? Is it right? Am I right? I'm probably way wrong. A tumultuous 3 years that led to a disheveled relationship with my sister. Woo! I mean, wow. 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 Talk about a fucking facade, dude. Talk about a facade where you need to try to convince not only a talk show host, not only a studio audience, but the rest of America. This is on the seat. This is on television. Yeah. Not only do you, and the people who've watched it, how many views? 95,000, not that many. 95,000 views. We got that many views last week on the channel. 95,000 views. Whatever. So, okay. Not that many people saw it, but we are trying to convince these people that we're actually smarter than who we are. Listen, I don't do that because when people call me out, because people will fucking call me out. If I came onto a Zoom call with anyone and anyone I know or business partner or whatever, or like, it's a back, like, say like we're over a deadline on the project and I came on the Zoom call and I said, listen guys, I've just had a tumultuous 3 months that has led to this disheveled relationship with the client, and we unfortunately just need to terminate the contract. Like if I said that, my business partners would like have the most shocked look on their face. Who are we fooling? Define the word tumultuous. Like I can hardly pronounce it, let alone spell it, let alone knows what it means. We literally just looked it up before we got on the free plane ride to the show. So, okay, spell the word tumult. I can't even say it now. This is how little brain cells I have. So by all means, he's already one step ahead of me in life because he can actually say the word tumultuous. The fuck out of here. Hey, I've literally never wanted to punch anyone in the face more than anyone who uses the word tumultuous.
My ex told me that my sister actually would watch the kids when she would step out to speak to the gentleman that she was pursuing a relationship with.
Okay. And when did you...
Oh, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? When your sister watches your kids and then like you're at work or whatever and the sister watches your kids and then your wife just wanders off with a man? Yo, if I found out that my sister was watching my son while I'm up here recording this hooligan of a show, like, because Megs is out fooling around with someone else, oh, it's game over. Me and my sister are going to town. Like, we're going to have a conversation about it. We'll probably communicate and talk to each other about it. You know what I mean?
Meet your ex.
I was 21 years old.
So actually. How was your sister when you were 21?
13.
So she was a kid. She was a preacher.
And you know what, too? On the same thing, too, like, ladies, you give these guys, like, every other TikTok I see is like, oh, my man cheated. All men are cheaters. Oh, all men are bad. All men cheat. All men do this. Well, here we have Shannon, who is literally crying out for help from now his ex-wife. So clearly that didn't work out. And the only person he has left in his life is his sister because, she cheated on him. So, ladies, let's not, flip the script here. You're just as guilty when it comes to cheating sometimes. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying most of the time. But sometimes ladies cheat too. So, like, props to my man shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's call it what it is. You know what I mean? Your wife cheated on you. Like, I'm sorry that happened. Broco, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, it's fine. Like it's a shame. It's a shame really. And it's unfortunate that, we're in this situation. And honestly, if my fiance, if my wife would cheat on me, I'd be devastated. I'd be just as devastated as Shannon.
Team.
Right. She was close to her.
Are you mad that she formed that bond with your ex-wife?
It's not that I'm mad. She was a part of her life too. What I'm upset about is no matter what your relationship is with anybody else, I'm your brother.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. What's your relationship like with Mary currently?
We talk over the phone. We've tried to get together for like holidays. It never happens. I just want to fix my relationship with my sister because, to be honest, we're adopted. We're all we have.
All right. And I got to hear her side of the story. So everyone, please welcome Mary to the show.
It's almost like he used that first line. I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the first line again. It's almost like he used the first line in like we could use it in a rap. Like I'm gonna tell Chat GPT. Hold on. Chat GPT. Write a rap bar. Just give me like 1 or 2 bars. Write 2 rap bars. Am I saying that right? Write 2 rap bars using the words tumultuous. Let me try to, I don't even know how to spell it. It's fine. It's smart. It'll figure it out. It's a robot. Tumultuous 3 years about my wife cheating on me and my sister covering it up. Go. Let's see what it says. Chat GPT. Oh, here we go. Okay. We need a beat. I need a beat. Can we put a beat over this in post? This tumultuous 3 years led me to 3 tears. Got us to shovel with the shovel. We're burying my sister while my wife is with another mister. You know what I mean? Bars, son. I guarantee you, Shannon drops a rap song right after this, 15 minutes of fame, with the words tumultuous 3 years. I guarantee it. I love it. I love every second of it, dude. It's that one was probably my favorite. That story was then followed by the next craziest story that we saw all year, and that was the infamous Carly Russell faking a baby on the side of the highway, a straight Kevin Hart bit rip, and she had pretty much the nation wrapped around her finger, believing that she could, that she got kidnapped. They wanted a ransom. It was a whole story. She was trying to save this baby. They used the baby to lure her in. Oh my gosh. It was crazy. But she faked the whole thing. So it's crazy. And I think, we talked about it. We talked about it with, Carlos, our friend, that we had already mentioned, of course, in this podcast. They'd help us through the year. Of course, we couldn't have gotten through 2023 without Carlos at the What Are We Doing podcast. So check out Los over there. And here's our conversation talking about Carly Russell.
You guys followed it from the very beginning.
Yeah. Oh, Megs did.
You were invested. Like you were one of the people that were invested.
Yeah.
Like, oh
the
my God, it's
was
crazy.
Yeah. No. Megs comes to me and she says, hey, she's like, listen to this shit. She said there was a baby running down the highway. And I'm like, are you doing the fucking thing? What are we doing? Because every time I get on a microphone, I do the thing. It's not funny anymore. It's a 13-year-old Kevin Hart. It's not fucking fun. There was no, and she's like, no, seriously. She's like, babe, there was a baby. And this girl, she pulled over. She got out. And then a fucking van came up and got her. And like people were saying the kidnappers used the baby. People were saying the kidnappers used the baby to get anyone to stop. Cause like, you see a baby walking on the side of the highway, you're going to fucking pull over and be like, holy fucking shit.
I don't know though. I don't know.
Bro, with your child in the back seat, bro. Like, I don't know, bro.
A little Caucasian baby. I don't know. That sounds like a setup to me. I don't know. That sounds like a setup. Like, so I talk about that on the podcast. So
right.
I put out a clip.
Right.
That's going to be on my latest thing.
Yeah, check it out.
It's like, first off, yeah, I didn't even know about any of this until like after people already sniffed out the bullshit, whatever. So I was like, who, dude, what? Megs, and I was like, oh my God, I am so glad I did not follow this story
Megs
because
I would have been.
I would have. You're not getting me. You're not getting me to be all like.
Because think about it. Listen. Think about it. We have a 4-year-old, right? We have a 4-year-old son, right? And so in her mind, she's thinking, Holy
You
shit.
think Oliver's on the... my bad.
No, it's okay. Ollivander. Okay. It's the wrong name, but it's okay.
No, I didn't want to. No, but I didn't want to say his name.
Oh, my
your
fault.
podcast.
Got it. Oh, no, it's okay. Everyone knows. It's public.
Yeah, okay,
whatever.
okay.
But no, in her mind, she's thinking, holy shit, someone's going to kidnap Ollie and then use him to kidnap someone else. And then they're both going to be fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and then they're going to take him to another state and put him on that highway and then kidnap someone over there. And then it's going to be a string of things. And she's like, babe, people are using babies to kidnap people. It's a sick fucking world. Get me out of this country. And she's like, you know what I mean? And so she's...
So how does she feel now? How does she feel now?
She's living. She wants like the most charges, federal level. Like we're talking maybe death penalty. Like we might try to bring back the death penalty. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But like, no, we're like a pit, you know, like the rest of them, like her ex-boyfriend now. It's crazy. It's crazy. It was a crazy story. And then who can forget the rise and fall, kind of, depending on who you ask, of Bobby Altoff, just kind of hop poof. Houdini appeared. Chris Angel made Bobby appear on the podcast scene so quickly, in fact, that people thought she was an industry plant. She does a podcast with one guy. She does a podcast with Funny Marco. She does a podcast, I think, with one other person, like 2 or 3 podcasts to kind of test the waters. And then somehow it kind of takes off. Some people are claiming her husband has friends in the industry. Some people were claiming it was luck. Some people were claiming she's a plant. I don't know how it happened, but Bobby, I mean, then she got the Drake. She got the Drake interview, and we all know what happened. As soon as the Drake interview was over, she was in his camp for a day or two, and people started speculating, rumors. The clips went viral, did stupid numbers. Then things about like copyright came through, like a song he played to get the podcast taken down. I don't know. The relationship fell through. She did some podcast appearances that she kind of now regrets. Like Dave Portnoy, of course, got himself involved. Like it was a whole mess. And like that kind of, I think, kind of tampered the whole thing, kind of put a sour taste in everyone's mouth. Like we didn't really know what happened. She never addressed it, never came out. And then all of a sudden, boom, bam, now we're off to the races with a different A-list, B, C-list celebrity every week. And I checked the numbers. I mean, the numbers are good. The numbers, she did like millions. She did millions on most of the episodes, some 900,000. But like her last one, I think, with like Jessica Biel or whoever, it did like 300,000, like nothing crazy. And so I don't know if they put a stop to it. I don't know what the plan is, but I mean, Bobby, she popped on the scene and she kind of, she did numbers with that Bobby Lee episode, but I think that's just because Bobby Lee's audience came through. You know what I mean? I know I watched it, Justin, I think Bobby Lee's audience came through on that one. But other than that, it's crazy. It's interesting to see the how it all happened. I know after the Drake interview, she did get access to like management and a team like that. So that's obviously how she landed all of the interviews following it. I'm pretty sure. And of course, all the other celebrities just wanted to hop on that train of success, and those who did. And now I think maybe it's kind of fizzled out a little bit. I think Funny Marco's kind of more taken that spot back from her that she kind of took from him initially, some are saying. So it's Bobby Altoff this year. It'll be interesting to see what she does in 2024, where she takes it and how the podcast treats her and where that goes. The cancellation of Lizzo. Coming in hot at number, I don't even know what number we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Coming in hot at number 7 is the cancellation of Lizzo. And it's what happens. It's what happens. The nicer the celebrity, the weirder and stranger of a cancellation. You can't have your backup dancers eat the bananas out of the vagina. If you try to get the backup dancers to eat the banana out of the put. It usually backfires. Okay. You have to like do that with the girls, like your ride or dies, not the ones you got off the reality show. Okay. The backup dancers off the reality show, they're just contractually there. They're there for the check. They're there. They don't care about Lizzo. They care about being on tour with Lizzo. Like, you know what I mean? You take the girls to the banana bar who've been with you since day one, they're not going to cancel you. But if you try to make some girl that you just took off of the reality show to a strip club in Amsterdam where she's got to take a banana out of a girl's crotch, something that she's only kind of maybe dreamed or thought about and not actually wanted to do in her lifetime, there's probably going to be a TMZ story to follow. And so the cancellation of Lizzo this year, Meg's actually just asked me this morning. We actually just talked about Lizzo this morning. And so I think I'm pretty sure she like dressed up as something for Christmas. Other than that, it didn't go viral like I think she wanted it to. And I think we'll see her come back with new music in 2024 and make waves that way again. So, I mean, the cancellation of Lizzo was probably, was fun. It was fun to see. Here's the thing. I knew this would happen, right? When you announce yourself as queen of something, the number one thing on everyone's mind is dethroning you, okay? It's dethroning you and war. And honestly, I think both sides are ready for battle here. Like there's no one's really backing down, okay? I mean, and honestly, truth hurts when it comes out like this, huh? You know what I mean? I guess the dancers are just, they're just looking around the room like it's about damn time. When it comes to these backup dancers, they signed up for the show and the tour and the opportunity of a lifetime to dance with Lizzo, and they just want to be loved and treated good as hell. I could do this all day. I could do it all day. I could do it all day. I really could. But, rumors say, listen, I'm done. You know what I mean? So Lizzo, we'll see her. We'll see her in 2024. Number 8 on the list was my very, very first pizza review. And I'm so upset because I can't post it on the official One Bite app because the food truck doesn't exist as an actual location on like Google Maps or whatever API map system that the One Bite app uses. And the resort in the Dominican Republic, like it's not down there. And so like I can't post my pizza review on the One Bite app because it won't let me, because it needs an actual location with a profile and a picture and address and everything. And so it's just, it's a free agent. You know what I mean? It's a free agent pizza review. And I think it was pretty good for the first one. The outfit was on point. The pizza was on point. The score was on point. Meg's fucked up the camera like she always does. She can never, every time she starts like this, she goes like this and then back sometimes and back again. I can't keep up. I fired her as my camera person. Don't worry about it. And so my first ever pizza review, the pizza was banging. The pizza was banging. I ate it every day. I ate that pizza every day we were there. I got it from the food truck. I met the guy. I gave that guy so much money. The pizza was free. It was in the resort. It was all inclusive, but I gave him so much money every day because the pizza was just so delicious. I got the one with pineapple and he put bacon on it and it was so good. Oh, it was my lifeline for 2 weeks. But for the official pizza review, I did the cheese, of course, like you're supposed to. And without a doubt, here we go. Here's my first 2023. Maybe I'll do a few more in 2024 if you guys, if you ask me to. It's, I'll see what I can do maybe here locally. I have 1 or 2 spots that I would certainly do a pizza review for here. So let's see. We'll see what 2024 brings. This is it. I love doing this. It was amazing. I had a blast. Shout out to Megs for filming it for me. All right, Thanks. Pizza review time. We're at the corner of the Kiddie Pool and Duke's Seafood Bar. Excellent pizza lives here. Where are we at? La Playita Food Truck. We've got a cheese. Excellent pizza goes here. It's so hot. I'm probably going to burn my face. I mean, get a look at that. It's so hot, first of all. And second of all, did you get my whole outfit? Is the whole outfit? Can we just appreciate the swag for 1 minute? One slice, everyone knows the rules. Neapolitan style? Are we starting off at a 7.6 instantly? It's so hot, I can't even get a slice. I'm just... Amazing on it. Almost zero flop, dude? One slice, everyone knows what. I'll be banging. La Paita Food Truck, Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. 7-9. You know what I mean? That's it. That was it. I loved it. It was great. And then coming in at number 9 on our list, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Number 9 is, of course, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Every year, Dog the Bounty Hunter has to make his news media outlet his one yearly appearance. He pops up once a year just to let everyone know that he's still the best. He'll find you. If the feds don't do it first, which they normally do, so we don't end up really needing him ever, but we still need his expertise just in case the Fox News anchor doesn't understand what it means when a person's been missing for a few days. Dog the Bounty Hunter's here. In 2022, he was on the hunt. He was trying to find, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. She was trying to find Brian Laundrie because we knew Gabby was dead. And we couldn't find Brian. He was on the run. So Dog the Bounty Hunter was on the case. And he was this close to finding him right before the officials did. And so it's okay. He was still there. He was helping. He was having a good time. It was great. Everyone was loving it. And Dog was a real big help, of course. A real big help. And so this year, Dog is on the case. You know what I mean? If a fugitive escapes a central Pennsylvania penitentiary prison in just the middle of the day by just crab walking up the wall and hopping on the roof and jumping over a few barbed wires, and then Scott your Uncle Boom, he's in the field across the street and he's running for his freedom, and he's on the run for like, I don't know, what was it, like 4 or 5 days? And so maybe even longer at it, something like that. And so, of course, it's 2023, and it's time for Dog the Bounty Hunter's yearly appearance. Yes, the groundhog saw his shadow, so Dog is back once again. So I guess now this is, and I think this is true, I looked it up, I couldn't confirm, but PA state law requires, and we're gonna try to find more on this. If it's on the screen, it's on the screen. Maybe Jeff can help. PA state law requires that after 14 days, or maybe it's 13, it's either 12 or 13, 14, 12 to 14 days, PA state law requires you must call in a third party outside of the law investigator. And so I don't know about you, but there's not one person, not one other person on this planet that I would call other than...
Dwayne Chapman's also known as the Bounty Hunter. He joins us now. So, Dwayne, what's the first thing you'd be doing in this situation?
Well, that was new information to me that they just spotted him. So I would be, of course, using a bloodhound to track him.
That's right.
Unless it rains, a bloodhound's going to catch him. They can go up to 5 days, I think the record is, before they catch him. His size, Charles Manson was 5'2".
It's an issue.
And hid in milk boxes. So this guy's 5 foot. So he could hide anywhere, but the bloodhound is going to smell him out. I own one for 8 years, and they are incredible. My dog never missed anyone.
So you hear it's now, what was that, an 8 to 10 mile search perimeter that they're squeezing. What does that tell you about the timing of a potential?
Means they're going to get him soon, dude.
Well, I would think, like you said, Jesse, within a couple hours, they'll probably have him. I don't think he's been able to get a weapon, so they might take him alive.
All right, well, he has one now.
Jesse, we're going to see a lot of this international serial killers because the border is open now, and that door swings both ways. He left Brazil because of murder. He did another one in America. He could go right across the border again and go to some other place. So they got to catch this guy right now. There's a large in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh.
And, well, they caught him, of course. They caught him, like, while Dog was doing that interview, recording that clip, the officials in the FBI and the other guys actually looking for him actually caught him. So it's fucking hilarious. And I think that's what happened last time, too. So every time Dog steps away to do a media interview, they actually find the guy, and the next story after Dog comes out is they found him. And it's great because that means Dog wasn't available to find him, which means that the officials did every time. So he just kind of pops up just to give his expert advice. And last but not least, the top 10, the number 10 top number one thing, moment, podcast, WOD Pod, is our sister podcast, the Recap and Record. I guess our brother, we'll call it our brother podcast, I guess, right? So Recap and Record. Listen, man, last year we kicked off season 1 with House of the Dragon. Unfortunately, we didn't get a new Game of Thrones show this year, but Carlos and I were back with Love is Blind and F-Boy Island. And even though those seasons weren't the greatest, that wasn't our fault. That was Netflix and the CW's fault, not ours. It's fine. But we came strong. We did 15-ish weeks consecutively straight. We nailed all those episodes. We got it done. We recapped each one. We got through every breakup, every twist, every turn, every F-boy, every betrayal, every lie, every reality dating TV quip that they could have thrown at us between Netflix and the CW, between season 2 and season 3 of Recap and Record, and Love is Blind and F-Boy Island with Nikki. It was a blast this year. We just wrapped that up. And man, I mean, that moment was bittersweet, but I mean, Los and I, man, we've since then already been making moves. We got plans for 2024 already. I'm trying to get him to schedule a time to sit on this couch behind me to have a conversation here in studio for the podcast. And we're doing Recap and Record definitely next year for House of the Dragon. We might even be back for another type of show. We're probably going to take a break from the dating reality type world, but we'll see. I think Curb Your Enthusiasm's coming up. We might do that if I'm into it, but he might just do that on his own. So it's the Recap and Record, man, doing stuff with Los and 280 Plus and just this little kind of community network that we're building and trying to do what we can within it and outside of it and together and collab and share and provide and just kind of help each other along the way is crazy. So shout out if you haven't seen or subscribed to the Recap and Record podcast, check it out on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere you get this podcast is where you'll get that one, Twitter, Instagram, of course, Recap and Record podcasts everywhere you listen and watch. So check that out. Check out Los and the 280 Plus podcast. And man, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a crazy year. 2023 has been a roller coaster. Just with business and personal life and podcasting and this and clips and shout out to Jeff, who's clipping this up probably right now and for uploading them to the channel. And we got thumbnails, and anyone who's been a guest or helped us out or given me a topic or sat on the phone with me working through a bit, and Megs, who listens to me talk about this stuff constantly and try to work things out in my head, or family members that I talk about or things that we discuss. It's all in love, and thank you so much for your continued support and everything you do to listen and download the show, whether it's at wadpod.com/Spotify, /Facebook, Instagram, Apple, YouTube, links, /Blaster, /Blue, /17 Hats, /anything that we have to support the show, anything that's ever been in the description, a link, an episode, a playlist. Click on it, share it, just hit the like button one time, and that would suffice for the year. So make our 2024 great. If you haven't done so already, click the like button below. This has been another episode 123 of the What Are We Doing podcast on 12/31/23, 123, 123 on 123. What an insane year it's been. It's fate, it's destiny, call it what you want. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. We're going to be back kicking off January. Like I said, I've already got one guest lined up with a few more on the way. And we'll see. We'll see where we go. We'll see where the studio takes us. I've literally got brand new equipment for Studio 3.0 downstairs waiting for me to open on it at Amazon. We're probably getting a new camera, so we're coming 2024 with all new quality and upgrades and everything else. So be on the lookout for that. Check out our first show coming in 2024, babes. We'll see you in January. Have a happy, and safe new year. Please, if you go out, get an Uber, use a code. Don't use a code. Spend the extra $30 that you don't have in your bank account for an Uber, or walk home, or do something to be safe this New Year's Eve. Or if you're staying in, drink responsibly, and we'll see you in 2024. Shout out to you guys. Peace out, everybody. Have a happy new year. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.